I have a Patreon account, so I have people that subscribe. We give them the extra behind the scenes. We're talking.
Are you gonna hot mic me like you did that one time?
Yeah.
Hey Lucas, do you think what about the conspiracy theory about the
Hot
jet,
mic you.
the Russian jet crash? You know, what was the guy's name who tried to take over Putin?
Brzezinski.
Yeah, they killed that dude. He knew he was gonna die.
Yeah.
It's only been 2 or 3 months. Everybody knew at some point he was going to die.
Yeah.
An untimely death.
Why did he not just go somewhere else?
I'm like, who in their right mind would get on an airplane with that guy? That's what I want to know.
Well, when you're that guy, he's surrounded by dozens and dozens and dozens of loyal people. And he really felt insulated from Putin.
Mm-hmm.
But Putin got to one of his guys. He did.
It's ego, man.
One of those ground workers.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they put a bomb on there.
Dude.
The airplane was spinning like this when it hit the ground. It was a bomb.
God.
It was a bomb.
Yep.
And it dropped like 28,000 feet.
Like instantly. And
Why I don't fly.
Also, why you shouldn't get in bed with Putin.
Yeah.
Or any politician.
Yep.
There's so many things I can say right now.
That's why we don't talk politics.
Filter.
We like to toe the line, Scott. Just a little. Just a little.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Keep things interesting.
Keep things interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. That makes Lucas happy.
Keep it light.
Yeah. Keep it light. Keep
All
it
right.
light. Lucas with his. Okay. We'll just keep going. What's up, boys? Man.
Try that again. I was fiddling with my ears.
All right. What's up, boys?
Hey.
How's it going?
Back again.
Lucas, how you doing,
I'm
man?
doing fantastic tonight.
Oh, okay. I was looking for living the dream, but that's all right.
I'm living the dream
Oh,
for
yes.
sure.
Yes.
Do I
That's my
always say
favorite.
that or something?
You say it a lot, but remember I told you it's like my least favorite saying.
Oh, so I quit saying it around you.
No, that's not cool. You're supposed to keep saying it. I think what I say is
Keep your true feelings to yourself,
Yeah.
Lucas.
Yep.
Apparently, that's the
My
motive
life is
here.
terrible.
what. No, I told you the background there is I was at a company that was awful, and everybody said it, and it got to be like, okay. No, I think people say I say for sure a lot.
For sure.
For sure you do, yeah.
So like if I had a T-shirt, I would say for sure, and then like dash Adam. That would be my quote. I say for sure, for sure,
The new thing I've heard is 100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm in 100%. Let's go.
Or they agree
I
with
say
you.
that?
Oh, 100%. No, I've
I
heard
got
people
you. I got
say
you.
it lately.
I don't
Yeah.
think you have a saying. What's your saying?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't think I have one either.
No, you
We'll
need
start
to get one.
listening.
You need to get one.
I'm
I'm
sure
gonna-
you have
I'm not
some.
cool enough.
I'm gonna make
That's
a shirt
okay.
that says "Living the Dream, Lucas," and then for sure Adam, and then
I don't
nothing
know. Blank.
Anthony.
Dot.
I like the old sayings like, man, I dig it.
I dig it.
I dig it.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I'm sure the kids
Or
say
groovy. Oh, groovy, man.
that. No, they don't say
That's
that.
before
They
our
don't
time. I love
say
that.
Yeah, they don't say that. Well, hey, so Scott French is back with us. It was so awesome the first time. We got so many views, so many people listening that we thought it would just be best if he
Thanks, Mom.
joined
Yeah.
us. Yeah,
We
absolutely.
even got calls for sponsorship
Yeah.
after that episode. I was like,
Yeah.
holy cow.
Thanks, Ron.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lifesavers. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe they actually hit us up.
Yeah, I know, right? We got a whole new bag.
Winto
here.
green.
Winto green. Yep, good stuff.
That was the chips in the first episode. What you're doing there.
That almost reminded me of
Yeah.
Home Improvement. You know, that's on Disney Plus now,
Yeah, I
and
told-
I've been watching it.
we used
It
to watch
reminds
that.
me as a kid.
We used to
Tim
watch
the
that as a-
Toolman
I
Taylor.
love Tim.
Classic. So good.
So good.
My dad will still do. And then my dad still does that. We used to watch that, man. It was the thing, and he's
Just
still,
like the cavemen. That's
Yeah.
we're all cavemen.
ultimately we want to be. We want to
Yes.
be for sure. Fire, fun, yeah, it's all good.
Blow stuff up.
The shower's nice every once in a while, though. All right. Well, so in this episode, our top 3 is going to be burger joint.
What episode is this?
Number 16. Number 16.
Man, the year's flying.
I have been trying to catch that in, so I don't have to remember anymore.
That's why I try to remind you.
But no,
In the intro.
Have you been listening to the podcast,
Yeah.
He does the intro.
Anthony?
It's awesome.
Have you been listening to the podcast?
Yeah, I've listened.
Look me in the eyes, Anthony.
I've listened
All right,
to not
so
the last one, the one before.
I've been taking some of my sweet precious time and doing an intro where I say the episode number.
Oh.
So I've been trying to do that. 'Cause
Sounds good.
thank you, Lucas.
welcome.
I appreciate that. After I had to get on to you guys because you didn't listen. Yeah,
By
We
the
were
way,
he-
I
we were
love
there.
the color of these buttons. I just want to
push them. They make
Yeah.
noise. Go ahead.
They do?
Yeah. It's cricket.
Oh, no way.
You gotta push it again. You gotta push it to stop it. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
That's
How
awesome.
come we're not using
like
these?
fairy music.
I forget which one does what.
You have to label it.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
Laugh track.
Oh, laugh track.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to remember that one.
Yeah, I've done this one. I've done that one, guys. I've done that one. Yeah,
Oh,
I've done that one
applause?
too.
We don't need fake applause. I mean, we get no,
I've done that one for sure.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
you have done
wah,
that
wah, wah.
Wah, wah. There's your
Oh, there's the
joke.
drum.
Yeah,
but
love it.
Ooh, sci-fi.
yeah,
Sci-fi.
Yeah, we get a little
Little
creepy. We're doing
mysterious.
like a murder talk.
What
or
was this
something.
one again?
Crickets.
Oh, crickets.
yeah.
Love it.
Fairy music.
We're professional around here, man.
I love this.
Yeah, we're professionals. We
Okay.
matter of fact, I think you can even go. I could even add. How many is there? 8. You can add 8 more.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. This thing is it's neat. It's way better. It's way more.
Love it.
It's way more capable than we are, and that's important.
Yeah.
You want your tools to be
Yeah.
better than you, right? Better
Yeah.
than you. So good. Well, so hey, glad for you to join us again. We really appreciate it. Last time was super fun. This episode, we are going to hit our top burger joints
All right.
for our top 3, and then we are going to roll into a little bit of a deeper conversation than we had last time, focused on one area that we all have some definite strong feelings about. And so, you
Okay.
want to get rolling? Lucas, hit it, man.
All right, so when I go to this place, I usually don't order burgers, but I have a few times. Usually do their pizza. I mean, this burger stuff, I'm not going to choose McDonald's. Bricktown here in Owasso. Well, we're getting looks here. We're getting looks here.
Yeah.
They have this burger that have mac and cheese on top of it.
Oh,
It's pretty delicious.
Hello.
Is
That
it literally
sounds awesome.
called burger with mac and cheese on top, or is it got a
They
catchy name?
got a catchy name, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I usually just point,
That's awesome.
The Mac Daddy.
Yeah.
Ah.
Cheesecake Factory has it too, but
Oh, nice.
I don't go there very often.
Yeah, and you can't call that a burger joint. Not
No.
the Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
No, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what you classify Cheesecake Factory as.
Restaurant.
Delicious.
I don't know.
Expensive.
Chain restaurants are on my banned list for the
You,
most
have
part.
you not,
so
if you listen to
So pompous.
yeah, he is
Such a
yeah,
foodie. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll eat his food every night, man.
No joke. No
we
joke.
we had
yeah.
a meal. Oh, it was so good.
I just assume a road trip will be tough with Anthony because
Unless they have grilled
Yeah.
lettuce.
You just follow me. I just lead the way.
Lead the way.
That's it. It's easy.
All right.
Nobody has
My
to
number
think.
3.
Yep, you're number 3.
My number 3, Smash Burger.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash burgers solid.
Decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like
They
it.
got the nice sauce on there, and
Yeah.
sometimes they do the not grilled fries. They're not onion rings. That's
Onion
what
rings.
I'm saying.
I like
yeah,
onions. Yeah. You is double patty, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to go double
Yep.
patty for sure. For sure. Do you get it? That's the code. I got to trademark that.
For
Can I
sure.
trademark
For
that?
sure.
I
For
dig it.
sure.
I dig it.
Faux show. All right, my number 3. I'm gonna give a local shout out. I try to be pretty nice geographically here and not just go with all my favorite ones from back home. Society Burger's pretty good. I
Yeah.
like it, and they have one I specifically like. The Pim and Jam. It's good. It's good. I like it.
So
It's got-
jelly and what?
Nope, it's got pimento cheese
Oh, pimento.
and bacon jam.
Oh yeah.
It's good, and they also have one called the Hangover, which has a fried egg, which I'm a huge fan of a fried egg on a burger.
Yeah.
So
I might swing back around
That's
to
in
that.
my honorable mentions.
that's my number 3. Yep.
Society.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I've never eaten there.
Lucas is getting all
Top 3.
frustrated over
No.
there.
Not with Pastor Scott. Nah, he's good. He can do as many as he wants.
That's
Lucas, he's straight face.
That's
with
not cool.
Our guest speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Top 3. See, number 3 for me. Quick burger. I like Freddy's. I like the little thin patties.
Mhm.
Yep.
Freddy's.
They kind of get it crispy,
Yeah.
a little bit.
It's
It's good.
kind of like Smash Burger, right?
Yeah.
Like it's good.
I like the thin
They
little
do
patties.
they
It's
do
good.
the 2 larger pickles on there. I do like that.
Yeah, I like pickles on mine.
I do too. I like a
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. This one's in Florida.
pickle.
Just happened to find that we're on
Ooh.
vacation in Navarre Beach, Florida.
Ooh.
It's half gas station, half burger joint.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Tops Burgers. I don't know if it's just like a
Tops
local
Burgers,
thing or if
yeah.
it's like a chain down there. I don't know, but Tops Burgers, delicious.
Tops hit us up. We'll take
Yeah.
it.
Get gassed up on Tops.
Yes,
I like it.
Absolutely.
I like
like
it.
it.
Fantastic.
That's good, man. You
All
know what's
right.
good? It's the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look at my notes here. Oh yeah. Second. Now, because you guys live in Owasso, you may go, "Are you kidding me?" But in Tulsa, there's still a couple places that are really good. Goldie's.
Oh, I knew this was coming. I don't know
Goldie's.
how that place is still open.
I never had
And
it.
the one in Owasso, I've not been there, but I drive by and I go, I'm never going into that place. Sorry, Goldies.
Yeah,
But the
it's
one on
never there.
61st
No,
We're
and
looking
Sheridan,
for sponsors.
Yeah, we'll still take your sponsorship,
Goldies,
Goldie.
61st between Sheridan Memorial, next to Oklahoma Joe's
Yeah.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about their patties. So good.
Mhm.
I think it's the
Interesting.
pickle bar. I think that's
Yes.
what makes the burger there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've never had it.
Pickle bar.
You've never eaten at Goldie's?
No.
Well, it is. Is it Tulsa based? Goldie's.
Yes.
Okay.
It started at 61st and Lewis. There used to be a 9-hole golf course,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a woman named Goldie that ran the little concession stand, and she made burgers at the concession stand at the 9-hole golf
That's
course.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
a good origin story. I like that.
Yeah, we ate there a ton when I was a kid. I have not eaten there in years. I've never eaten the one in Owasso. Again, I don't know how it's open.
Yeah.
There's nobody ever there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
it's
it's
not.
maybe it's a front for
It's
something.
open. I know
it's
it is.
open. I've
Yeah.
ate there once or twice, and
No, got the wrong one. Maybe it's not open. No, wrong one again. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. What are you looking for?
I'm looking
Oh.
for the. Yes. It looks like it's open,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Maybe it's
open.
a front for the mob.
You enter the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, you never know. All right. Number 2, Lucas.
You
Oh, is
did
it
no,
me?
I did.
Yeah,
too.
you're
Oh,
up.
have I done my number
He's
2?
looking at me.
No.
No, you're on your second.
It's my turn.
Yes.
Man, I
From
was way off.
Texas.
It's 4 people. Yeah, I'm from Texas. No, actually, it's not Colorado, but they are. The person that owns this place is from Oklahoma.
Oh.
Durant. She even says it like an Oklahoman. Durant.
Durant.
She's from Durant,
Better be an elk burger then.
Oklahoma. It is not an elk burger. It's called Viking Burger. And they have one called the
Nice.
Barbarian, and I couldn't tell you everything that's on it. And it could be, we could be in a situation. It's a food truck, and they have a space permanent downtown, Buena Vista, Colorado. And I
I
can't.
used to live there.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a cool little hippie mountain town, man.
Buena Vista.
They don't call it Buena though.
No, they call it
Buena.
Buna. They call it Buna.
Buna. Okay.
Buena Vista.
Because if I were in Texas, I'd definitely say Buena.
My aunt owns a restaurant there.
What's it called?
It's called the Wagon Wheel
Viking
Inn.
burger.
Viking Burger.
It's called, but no, it's
We
called
drove-
Wagon Wheel Inn.
We drove by the Wagon Wheel Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be this could be a situation where the atmosphere, like we went hiking and then went and got a burger and we're in, it's July, but it's nice outside, and it could just be that it tastes
Makes
better.
everything better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it made it taste better. But I will say this burger was delicious. It was massive, and it had coleslaw on it, and it was
Barbarian.
awesome. Yeah. And it had some barbecue sauce in there somewhere. I don't know, man. I can't tell you everything was on it, but I liked it. It was tasty.
Love
Quite
it.
tasty. Yep, that was my number 2.
All right, number 2. I'm going with Bricktown. Again, the
Bricktown.
breakfast burger.
The breakfast
Fried
with the fried egg.
and the
nice.
hash browns.
I'm a fan of fried eggs,
It's-
and if you throw
it's
some
good.
potatoes on
It's
there,
good.
I'm sure I would
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
Can I throw an honorable mention out here, Lucas?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
For sure.
Can I do that for sure?
I'm saving mine to the end.
There's a
but-
place in Texas called the Twisted Root
Yes.
Burger Joint, right? And they're kind of there's a lot more now.
There's one in Allen.
Yep, absolutely. And they have one called the Freshman 15. And it literally is like everything it's the burger, cheese, bacon. It has fries, like more cheese, and then this fried egg on top, and it is awesome. Anyway, but
Love it.
not my top 3, but it is a good
runny
burger.
egg.
Yeah,
You got to have the runny egg.
yeah, it's a little
right?
runny, just a
Yeah,
little bit.
especially with the hash browns. It kind of like gets all up in
Yeah.
there.
Easy.
You know? Oh yeah, it's
yeah,
perfect.
It's good. It's good.
Egg sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, my honorable mention. No,
Skipping-
number 1.
skipping-
So this is
oh,
a place we used to go to growing up a lot. It's called Babes. It's like a 50s thing. They have this thing called double. What is it? Chubby cheese.
Oh,
it's like a
checker.
double. Yeah,
Checker. Yeah.
and then you get like the Suzy Q's and like the strawberry malt or whatever kind of malt you want.
Dude, I'm hungry.
It's pretty good.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, got to eat it quick because it gets greasy pretty quick. But
There's a place in Texas called Babe's Chicken Dinner House. But they don't have burgers.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
near
Scott's-
Argyle, Texas.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah, there's one in
that
Sanger,
place
Texas.
is so good.
It is,
And they
but
just dump the chicken right on the table.
too much food, man. Like you just roll out of there. Like
No guy ever said there's too much food.
I don't know. It's a lot.
No, you could say I ate too much food.
I definitely ate too much food when I go there. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
No
Was that your
self-control.
number 1?
that's
that
his
was
number
my
1.
You're on number 1.
Dude, I didn't do the drum roll. Sorry.
That's all right.
Can I do the drum roll for
Yeah,
mine?
absolutely.
Number 1, the Tavern downtown
Oh
Tulsa.
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It is amazing. It's like a chopped sirloin steak
Yeah.
on a brioche bun.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have one? Is there a tavern in Broken Arrow? Is it different?
different?
Main Street
Different
or
people.
something like that?
Different
Is it
people.
really?
Because
Yep.
they have a burger that's the jalapeno popper burger or something like that, and that's got like cream cheese and jalapeno. It's pretty tasty. Yeah. I'm gonna make that a
Yeah.
soundbite.
Yeah, different. The tavern downtown's McNelly's. The other one, there's one in Claremore too, and BA. They're different.
That McNally's, they
people.
got. You think they got any money?
Just a little.
Dude, your food game, your restaurant game, like you're in the know.
Yeah,
I love
the
it.
tavern is also. Have you heard of Bull in the Alley?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the tavern is
Never
the same
been.
kitchen as the Bull in the Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tavern.
But you have
is-
to literally walk down the
Yeah,
alley.
it's awesome.
You
Steak,
been?
Oh yeah,
steak speakeasy.
yeah.
I love that.
It's so cool. It's a cool place. So yeah, the
Hey,
tavern makes a great food.
Hey, we're looking for sponsors.
McNally's group.
We'll eat a steak on air.
If you
So,
at Porterhouse, that's what their specialty.
darn right.
Nice.
No, Lucas.
And I'll eat whatever you guys provide. It's free. Come on, let's go.
Number 1.
Number 1 is a Texas joint, Rodeo Goat. You heard of it?
Rodeo Goat.
Yep.
Sounds like some kind of
good.
redneck hillbilly place.
Yeah.
The burgers are massive. They have some like crazy names. So the one I really like is Chaka Owaka. That's the one I really like.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Chaka Waka.
And really though,
Where have I heard that from?
it's
Is that a movie?
Well, Owaka is a town in Mexico. I think there's a cheese too, Owaka cheese, but it's
Okay. I've heard this saying
it's
before.
Oaxaca, so
Okay.
that's how they spell it. But that patty is a mix of hamburger and chorizo.
Oh.
Yeah, and it has
Yes.
like queso fresco on it, and it has golly, what else is on there? I just know it's good. I remember
Hot
that.
sauce.
There's another one that is called the hot fatherless son, but not fatherless son, and that one is yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can say it if you want. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So that one has
Rhymes with custard.
yeah, yes, forced rhyme, but yes. They have it has like I don't know the peppers. It's not jalapeno or serrano. They're very spicy. Has a
Habanero?
No, it's not habanero. It's not quite that bad, but it has a habanero cheese, like a ghost pepper cheese on it. And that one is good, man. And it will make your mouth hurt.
Sounds like both of those will hachawaka the next morning, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be bad news the next day, but it might be worth it. But yeah, the Rodeo Goat. You guys give it a try. They do like they name some burgers after. They do a monthly burger battle. And so they'll do like new ones, but they'll name one like after, like the Troy Aikman burger, which I'm making that up, but they do stuff like that around locals.
They should do a bi-monthly burger battle.
They should.
Alliteration.
Hey, Rodeo
and
Goat.
food goes good.
We'll reach out.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Boom. Smoke Wagyu beef hamburger. Have you ever had
That's pretty
Wagyu?
good.
Not a burger joint though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
barbecue.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
They have burgers.
They have grilled lettuce there, so it's not really a burger joint.
Yeah,
Oh, you guys are
interpretation.
crazy.
Interpretation of
Good.
burger joint is
Crazy.
like the places I said. That's all they serve.
I don't frequent those that much.
I got
so.
you. No, I don't either.
Wagyu beef. That's
Yeah,
where it's
I'm
at, dude.
sure.
That's a solid burger.
You got to eat it with a knife and fork.
Dig it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
took-
I was gonna.
took your nap.
So my honorable mention. Can I have like two?
Come on.
You have to ask Lucas.
I have
Bring it.
two.
You have to ask Lucas.
My next honorable mention, our friend Justin Eden, he'd know this place in Durango. What's this place called? The James Ranch Grill
Okay.
in Durango.
Wow.
And you eat like at they grow their own beef right there, like outside of Durango. And you like sit and look at all the cows like jumping around as you're eating one.
they
It's
smell-
so delicious.
Jumping around.
Yeah.
They
just-
smell the burning
Anthony, when
leg
was the
flesh.
last
around.
time you were on a ranch? Cows rarely jump around.
moving around. Maybe I should say that.
Jump around.
That's
And it was
great.
very delicious.
Love it.
And
All right.
yeah,
What's your other honorable mention?
Anthony's Burgers.
Oh, your own.
Yeah.
There
duh.
you go.
All right.
Duh.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
fair.
You get a Wagyu ground beef or grass-fed beef.
Anthony doesn't have 4 kids. I guarantee you that.
You caramelize onions and then hit it with a little bourbon at the
I already
end.
told you I'm not
Little
wasting.
bourbon
I already
caramelized
told you
onions.
I'm not wasting bourbon on that.
Then goat cheese. Chop up some fresh herbs. Spread it on top of a grilled bun. And
What
then
kind
top
of
it. With, I like brioche, but it's
Brioche?
got to be homemade. I don't like them pre-made or
Pretzel top?
Yeah,
Pretzel top?
top's okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like airy a little bit.
Yeah.
And then top it with a little arugula, spicy arugula.
Ooh.
Mm.
All right. When we have
good.
our business meeting and how we're gonna make
Yeah.
this thing go forward, you can cook us some
Yeah.
burgers. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a
Sounds
tasty burger.
That's
I'll
good.
come and I'll pray for the meeting.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. I like it.
All
All right.
welcome.
Roosevelt's was my honorable mention.
Roosevelt's is good.
I've never eaten there. I need to go there for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the
it's
Christmas
nuts.
decoration.
I used to
Yeah.
work close to that.
It's
so
over the top.
Yeah. It's
Literally.
Did you get that,
Hey.
Lucas? Over the
No,
top.
I'm kind of
That's-
zoned out with all these honorable mentions. I'm just
that's Lucas's
top 7
Lucas,
now. What is
that's
this?
Lucas's favorite action movie from the 80s is Over the Top.
That is a fantastic movie. By the
Over
way.
the top.
Oh yeah.
80s
You
action
never seen
movie?
that?
Who's in that?
Sylvester
Stallone. Oh, you arm
Stallone
wrestles.
over the. Oh yeah,
Get the
over the
move,
top.
man.
Yeah.
Over the top, Dad.
Did anybody mention
He has to flip- he has to flip
Schwarzenegger
the
for
switch.
the 80s
We haven't
movies?
got to the 80s yet. We did 90s,
90s,
first because
so-
we're
Oh,
not
yeah.
doing it
Oh,
chronological order.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a stud in the 80s for sure.
I'll be back.
For sure.
For sure. For sure.
All
All right. Well, there's no good transition into this. Burger joints, awesome. Good conversation.
Let's get into the meat of the discussion.
I like it. Good. That
Yeah,
was
there you
perfect.
go.
That's why we asked you back right there. You're really filling in the gaps here. You really are. Yeah. Yep. And playing with the board too. It's
He
great.
might just be here every time
he
we.
might just take my spot.
He might.
I don't know about that.
I just sit over there watching TV. I'm like, you guys done yet? Can I turn the game up? All
It could
right.
just be you and Scott and Lucas and I could just watch and probably
No,
be
man.
entertained.
I can do a few jokes here and there, but that's
Lucas is the
Anthony's catering.
yeah.
Lucas on TV.
Lucas is the
or
fact checker.
on TV. I
I
sound
would
like
do
an
that.
old person. Lucas on the TV. When Lucas's facial expression is perfect. It's the best. Makes me laugh. Yep.
That's what won. That's how Kayla won him over.
Yeah,
His
absolutely.
facial expression.
All right. So Lucas brought this up as a topic of conversation. We thought it'd be awesome to have Scott back to kind of dig in, especially from a biblical perspective. But really, I mean, the three things that we talked about were abortion, foster, and adoption, and just really kind of how that we should be looking at those things through a biblical lens. And I don't have a ton of thoughts on that. I know Lucas has a special experience that gives him some good experience, and I'd love to just have a conversation around that. I know Lucas would too, for sure.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't have a whole lot of experience with the abortion part, but the foster and the adoption part.
I'm sorry,
do.
I
But
should
yeah.
have clarified.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah,
You
this
have not had an
disclaimer.
abortion. My bad.
So I'm just going to read a few stats here, and then we can just discuss it. So, the most recent stats I could find was in 2020, and in America there were over 930,000 abortions. That's actually down from the peak in 1990. There was 1.6 million, and that's hard for them to calculate, because some people do it, not in a doctor's office or a facility. I don't know where I'm looking for, but facility.
Sure.
Clinic.
Clinic, thank you. So if you look at that, break that down, in 1981, about 29% of women 15 to 44 were getting abortions. So 1/3 of the women in the early 80s were getting abortions. Thankfully, that's went down to about 14% in 2020. So somebody smarter than me put this all together, and they estimated that America would have between 125 and 150 million more people if abortions never took place.
Okay.
That's just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
That's basically 1/3 of our country.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So those are kind of some of the stats that I just went through on abortion. That just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It's just sick. It's became very political. It's just sad. So, go ahead. I'll
Well,
let you
yeah,
start.
you said it has become political, but let's remember at the foundation of all this, what are we really talking about? We're not talking about a medical procedure. We're not really talking about women's health care, although that is a serious issue. What we're talking about is the conception and the development and the birth of a human being. And human beings are designed created by God, with the image of God created into them. Psalm 139, I formed you and fashioned you in your mother's womb. Before the foundations of the earth, I made you. Every human being began as a thought in God's mind. I imagined you and then brought you to life. What's beautiful about that is that the creation of a child doesn't happen until a man and a woman have a covenantal relationship with one another. There's so much theological stuff going on there, but life is a miracle, and the conception and the birth of the child is a miracle. The problem with that is is when that happens, the timing of that. The ideal is between a man and a woman who are in a covenant relationship of marriage to have a child. That is the design of God. But children are born in all kinds of situations that are horrible, to be honest with you. Let's be honest. There are pregnancies that happen to teenage girls who are raped by boyfriends or family members. There are girls that get pregnant in the worst situations. And we have to have compassion for that. There has to be a way the church, our government responds to that. But we also know the truth is that a pregnancy can be very inconvenient. A young college student gets pregnant. I've got my whole life in front of me. I don't have time for a baby. I can't be interrupted. And an abortion provides a way out from that commitment. And it's immoral and wrong. But we can't just be pro-birth. And there's a distinction there. We want to make sure that every pregnancy has the viable option of having that child be born. Adoption is a really important alternative to that. But we also have to be pro-life. What does that mean? Not every child born into a family is born into a situation that they have all of the resources they need. Some children are born to drug-addicted environments, and that's horrible. But we have to go in and we have to support life well beyond birth. And the church has got a major responsibility to that. And I think we're doing some important things in Oklahoma. So I could ramble on and on about this, but.
Yeah, and Oklahoma just passed, was it in last summer, where I guess that Roe v. Wade thing was like federal, then Oklahoma. So you can only legally have abortion in Oklahoma if it's endangerment to the mom or the child, rape, or incest. Okay. So
they've made provisions for those
Correct.
situations.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
and the debate right now politically is, do we adhere? Do we institute a federal cap? Like the power right now is in the states, but some states can legally say we'll provide abortions up to birth.
Right.
And so the federal government has the option of saying, hey, you states, you've got control of this issue, but federally we're going to say you cannot have an abortion past 15 weeks or whatever. You heard that on the latest presidential debate.
Yeah.
This is one of those areas where church, Christian thinking intersects with politics, and this is an important space for us to think about. As a pastor, it's very important to think biblically, to act biblically in all spheres of life. And I'll tell you, my urge often is to step out of that space and just not engage. But there are certain times that we have to engage in that space. So, what I want to ask you. I understand your passion, and I feel your passion. What is it about this issue that really begins to stir your emotion?
Excuse me. My wife and I have actually adopted, and that's been on our hearts even before we were together. We always wanted to adopt. We always thought it was going to be from like a foreign country or whatever, but of course God laughed at that and said, "You're going to right here in Oklahoma." I did, and also I'm a school teacher, and I see these kids. It just, like I said earlier, it just breaks my heart that it's just occurring. Like to me, it's just evil overall. I mean, there's other circumstances and things, but to see these numbers and how many people are being killed, and then, like you said, after they're born, they're in these terrible situations and they're not getting the help they need. And we're not even helping the parents either, right?
Right.
In a lot of situations, these kids are born, and then we're just kind of like hands off the parents when they're 14, 15 years old, and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we can, as Christians in the church, we can go in there and help do that. So that's just basically, I just want to help. I know there's ways that our church areas in our church. My wife has actually volunteered at the Pregnancy Resource Center.
That's awesome. They're doing a great work in Owasso.
And she went through like this couple, like mentored them from, I don't know how long, 2 months pregnant all the way through. She was there for, I believe, over a year with them.
Wow.
And then, of course, we started having our own kids and stuff. So, that's a time thing. But that's something I feel like we should do more of as Christians.
So, yeah, we do partner with Pregnancy Resource Center. Roe v. Wade has, the undoing of a lot of those regulations and laws has it hasn't really solved a ton yet. There's a lot of real situations that clinics like Pregnancy Resource Center, they get boots on the ground. They deal with real life situations of these couples who are just in a very difficult situation. They provide a ton of support, education, formula and diapers and clothes and mentoring. And so as a church, we support them financially every single month, and we support them with people mentoring. We also are partners with a organization called Legacy Family Network, and the Legacy Family Network supports families who foster and adopt. That's a very difficult thing for your family, for you and your wife to adopt a child. Is a major thing. I have a lot of respect for you guys to do that. And fostering is another thing that it's just it would be hard to imagine opening your life and your home to kids who have an array of all kinds of behavioral and social and medical issues, and it's all consuming. I mean, we've all raising our own children, and it's all consuming. Could you imagine bringing somebody in your house whose behavioral issues and their medical issues are just off the charts, and you just say yes? And this Legacy Family Network comes along those families, and they provide support for them because it's not easy. And there's 90,000 kids in Oklahoma that are in foster care. Maybe it's more.
Yeah, I don't have. I just have. There's over 200,000 per year in America in our foster care. I don't have the exact number for Oklahoma. That was kind of hard to find.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So, actually, I do. 6,500 are in custody of the state right now in Oklahoma.
Okay,
6,500.
I exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah, that's still a lot, though.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
And there's not enough homes for those children either, right? So, and we went through Oklahoma DHS, and I'll just tell you, when you go through, I think it was 28 hours of training, and you sit there and listen to what they're saying, and you don't necessarily agree with everything, because they're always put them back with the parents, and I don't agree with that in every circumstance, right?
Sure.
So that was hard to do some of that training when you don't agree with it, but that process for us was almost a 2-year-long process by the time we started the classes and went to the court and got the final adoption and everything. And then, of course, Kayla got pregnant with our other son. So they're 11 months apart. But we still have a relationship with Braxton's biological mom.
Awesome.
More so the women will get together with her, the other moms. He's the youngest of 5, and they've all been adopted in Christian homes as well. We get them together a few times a year. And that's just good for them to know, each other and everything. So it's not we don't have it a secret. He's known since we could talk to him about it, right?
Yeah.
And
now, were you encouraged to do that?
Yeah, I was going to ask, was that a choice?
Yeah.
So when I went to court, we had visitations court and everything. So we went and we met with all the adoption families were in a room. Her lawyer, when I say her, biological mom had a lawyer. And basically, we finally got a judge that was just going to, that's it. Because a woman judge kept dragging it out. Went to another judge, and he's like, well, this mom refusing to do work, refusing to do what she needs to do, right? So he's like, it's going to this. So basically, we told her, we'll keep in contact with you. We'll send you pictures, things like that. So it's our choice to do it. We don't have to do it, but all of us kind of agreed with her to do it, to keep that relationship.
Yeah.
So Kayla and her will and the other moms will text often, pictures, holidays, things like that. And they get together a couple times a year too. So
I think that's a great choice. We've not adopted, so I don't really have the credibility or the stance to tell you what to do as far as informing your child of adoption. But there are so many people that I've known and situations I've heard that when a child all of a sudden discovers that they're adopted, it usually goes badly.
Right.
And I think it's a great choice to speak of it right from the get-go. Because for any person, but especially kids that are growing up, identity is huge. And just think about it. If you all of a sudden realized your parents aren't your biological parents, it would be such a mind shift. So,
and we know we're going to have, I don't want to say issues, but things come up in the future because he is an African American. He's biracial, and we're learning as we go with that. You know, we've learned a lot. Things like you never thought we would even do. But we got the call. A funny story I'll back up. So we didn't think we were going to go get him when he was born. You know, said they were going to Oregon, right? So we were on the way to my brother-in-law's wedding rehearsal at 6:00 at night. We got a call, hey, come get this baby at Hillcrest in Tulsa. We're on our way to the wedding rehearsal as soon as we can get there. So about, I don't remember, like 8:30 at night, we're at the hospital. We had to stop in North Tulsa, Walmart, and get a car seat. We had nothing, right? So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm at Walmart trying to buy stuff, right? I'm like, I'll go get bottles. I'll go get the nipple. I didn't know there's different sizes of all these things, right? So I'm in there just like almost breaking down. Like, what am I supposed to be getting? Kayla started a new job that Monday.
What?
So I was with him, never changed a diaper, nothing, right? So he survived. He's good.
Immersion. That's
Right.
immersion right
Right?
there, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
took him to his
awesome.
first appointment down in Tulsa. It was an experience. I bonded with him really quickly,
Yeah.
because I was there for a couple weeks.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you just never know when you're gonna get that call. It
Great
was just-
story.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So maybe we could do some of this if you don't mind.
Mhm.
What would you? So how old is Braxton now?
Almost 10.
I'm sorry, I should know this, but
Yeah.
yeah.
10 in November.
All right, 10 in November. So for 10 years,
Mhm.
this has been. What would you go back or if someone came and asked you, like, hey, we're feeling led to go down this path. What would you tell someone?
We've actually met with a couple of my old coworkers that have went that. My current coworker has adopted through a different agency in Texas, and then another coworker adopted from Oklahoma DHS as well. So we just had them over for dinner. We talked to them. We told them, hey, these are the struggles, but at the end of the day, they're getting a child, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that it was easy, because there's give and take. They're like, oh, you've had them for 8 months. Well, they're an aunt in Oregon or an aunt whoever is going to, come get them. And you're like, what? Things like that. So that's very...
How long does that last? Is this something you think about constantly, or is it at some point that dissipates or goes away and you no longer have to worry about that kind of looking over your shoulder?
I mean, honestly, until it was finalized, 522 days, it was kind of like, you never know,
Yeah,
right?
I've heard
Wow.
that.
But thankfully, we came in and there was already, like I said, 4 other older siblings and those families that were fighting it too. So we went through it with them, not by ourselves, which that would have made it even more difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just say just have a conversation with them, and it's not easy, but nothing's easy, right? I mean,
What? Yeah, no, of course. What led you and Kayla to have this? Like you said, before you even met each other, right? Like you knew you
Yeah.
wanted to adopt. What kind of? I mean, I'll be honest. It just never something I thought about. I love, going wherever in the world to some bad places, like being a part of cultures and pouring into people. But I never even, kind of like Scott mentioned, I never even really thought about opening my home to that situation. So what kind of led you down that path?
we've always wanted to do it, but when I was I used to work in Jinx, and on the radio, Kings and Queens, there's a song, I can't remember the artist, old DC Talk guy. You're my musician guy here.
Old DC Talk guy.
Audio Adrenaline.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have this song.
Yeah.
You never heard this song?
My father's house. It's a big house.
No,
Oh, okay.
newer than that.
Okay.
Anyways,
Queens, yeah.
yeah, they're in Haiti in this music video. They're in Haiti and they're doing work. They actually have a house there where these words are leaving me, but they have a orphanage in Haiti. So they're doing work down there and they have this song, and that God just spoke to me through that song, and I was like, it's time to do it, because I was on the fence. Like Kayla, those that know Kayla, she's 100 miles an hour. She's
I don't
doing
know what you're talking about.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I was like, I don't know, because we we had a miscarriage. We're struggling with infertility, so she was ready, right? And I'm still like, I'm on the fence. And then that song spoke to me, and then things started moving pretty quickly. But like I said, my heart's just always been in it. I'm a school teacher too, so this.
Yeah. Well, and even before that, you mentioned like before you guys even met. So before you had issues, maybe having your own children, you kind of already had that. The seed was there.
Yeah.
Was it because your I don't know, your family was into education, or did something?
Yeah, my family's never actually adopted my parents never actually adopted anybody, but they were helping the needy. Like my dad was always doing stuff, and no one ever knew about it, right?
Yep,
Like he would help his students with groceries or whatever they needed. He would help,
Sure.
but he always did it where no one knew, right?
Right.
Sure.
Without the fanfare.
Yeah. And so he instilled that. My mom too. She knew, but always just helping those that need help, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what planted that seed. And then, like I said, once Kayla and I got married, it just took off.
No, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah, I don't. It's tough. I know that. I know, like, I've worked in an orphanage in Africa, and I remember sending my wife a text, and at this point we had, so it was 2011. Let me think. I have a lot of kids. In 2011, I believe Bethany, I think we had Adeline in 2012. I think, oh gosh, in March. So that summer of 2011, I was in Africa. Yeah, and I remember sending Bethany a text and was like, "Man, I will bring 2 of these kids home right now."
Yeah.
And it's not allowed, right? Like you can't just be like, "Hey, just get in my bag," like the kids that
Kidnapping.
Yeah, yes, that is what they said. But even if they're willing, it's still not allowed. But these kids had gone through so in that story they had watched their parents be murdered by a tribe that was non-Christian, right? And in Nigeria, Nigeria is like the most open of the states in Africa, right? So it's just super populated. And so Joey and Beverly have moved over there and taken care of these kids. And man, they just had this joy. And it was, you talked about this in one of your Philippian sermons, right? Like we're comfortable here. They're not comfortable, but they had this joy, right? And by the time I got there, it had been like 9 months since that had happened. And this kid just had the biggest smile, and he knew Jesus. And I think he was roughly 9 years old. And I was just like, man, and it was tough, man. And I will say there was some depression for me when I came back.
Yeah.
So I was there for only 10 days, and I had a real hard time, and it was partly because of being unplugged and then plugging back in, and then my kids' birthday parties and just thinking about what they don't have and what mine. And it was really, really tough for me. But man, I never even in that moment was like, I'll take him, Ebuka, right now. Like he's going with me. And his brother, right? Because that would be awful to make them split up. But I was like, I'll take them both. And then that went away a bit, right? Like it never really, and I've, of course there's heartstrings, all that, but man, I never even really thought about it, I guess. And like Bethany and I, she's taught in a pretty rough school district in Texas, and we would definitely send home food with kids that weren't gonna have it, and we did things like that, but just never really. I don't know why. And I was curious, like, what is the call? Like, what is the appropriate response from a Christian perspective in a home? Like, it feels like, maybe we should be a little more in tune and maybe want to be more open to that,
Yeah. I think, generally speaking, the overarching biblical command is to love the fatherless and the widow. And those are specific commands.
Yeah.
James 1:7, perfect
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah.
You look throughout the entire covenantal family of God, Israel, they were always commanded to care for the fatherless, the widow, and the stranger, the sojourner among you. But broader than that, it's always the people that are on the margins of society. Society, there's an ideal, right? That there's always plenty of food, there's safety, and there's freedom of worship. But then you've got the margins where people don't have enough food, they don't have clothing, they're not safe, they don't have freedom. The people of God have always been called to reach out to those that are on the margin. This today, even across the world, this concept of basic human rights is explicitly Judeo-Christian. It's biblical. It came from nowhere else other than the Bible.
Yep.
And what's fascinating is that people who are agnostic or atheist or whatever have a deeply biblical conviction about human rights to care for the
sure.
poor,
For sure.
right? What's insane is that they're often more passionate and more committed to caring for the people on the fringe than the church is.
Mm-hmm.
Where I've seen it in my own family.
Sure.
At great cost and sacrifice, people who don't know God give of themselves. The church, for the past 2,000 years, has always been noted for caring for the people that society rejects. Prior to an overall Judeo-Christian worldwide human ethic, the ethic was the rich are always favored by the gods. So if you're rich, God loves you. If you're poor, it's because you're not favored by God. Being poor is actually a curse, and you deserve it. So don't help people that are poor because you're going against God's will. I've spent time in India and Nepal, and they have a very caste system of doing things. And this is what they truly believe. If you're wealthy, if you have health, education, you're favored by the gods. If you end up having a disease like leprosy, or even if you get injured to the point where you're disabled, you are cursed by the gods, and you are discarded by society. And the church in Nepal has actually gone in and searched out and taken those off the streets. Those have been discarded and taken them in. That's our call to do that. It's deeply sacrificial. Look, it's very convicting because every single one of us we are the wealthiest people on the planet by far. Compared to human history, we are kings. Mm-hmm. We are kings. And I'm afraid that when Jesus says it's almost impossible for a rich man to get into heaven, we keep thinking about people that are richer than us, but we are the wealthiest people that have ever existed on the planet. Sure. We need to be careful. And one of the ways that we can keep ourselves in check is to look for those that are marginalized, those children that need a home, the poor, those that don't have enough food and clothing, and you can go down the list. We have to be part of that. Now, here's the deal. Some people have a special call and a special unction by God to go to a certain level. But we're all called, regardless, to sacrifice at some level of our time, our talent, and our treasure to contribute to this. So as a church at Discovery, we are committed financially and with people's time to helping this issue. And there are many people in our church who are called way above that, like yourselves. And you need to continue to tell your story because you'll be planting seeds in people's hearts. There are young couples in our church that don't have children yet. They may hear your story, and that seed of adoption will be planted in their heart. And so keep sharing your story. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I would maybe even go a step further to, I mean, man, the teenagers that we have, right? Like I have two in my house. Like, man, this, like, I don't know, man, it's convicting for sure. Like, how do I get them in front of this? How do they understand and maybe the impact they could have, and maybe they could think about it more than I did at a young age? There's some legacy there, right? Like I would assume that growing up in your home, Lucas, your two boys may be more apt to continue that legacy, and it's like a discipleship type situation, right? With I mean, we have them in church. We want them to go on mission trips. We want them to do those things. It's very like short snippets in their life. I wonder. I'm just as we're talking, the conviction is there to maybe try to get them into that, like less entitlement, less, good kids, but the focus for them is for sure. It's American through and through, right? American culture through and through. And so, man, that could be powerful as well. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you talking through it.
It's great stuff. Very good.
Yep.
You good?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Great.
So
Yeah.
that's maybe like the most deep conversation
Yeah.
we've had so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about transgender, and we didn't talk
Mhm.
about marketing. That was awesome, man. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing, and I think that needs to be something that we revisit again, for sure. I know I know that country recognizes a certain time where this is talked about a little more openly, right? And there, isn't there a month where we talk about like adoption and foster, like where it's more of a like a country thing, not a church thing.
In November, we have what's
November.
called
That's it.
Orphan Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I know we do as a church for sure.
Yeah.
Is that part of a month where this is kind of a theme where
Like adoption month or whatever.
Am I wrong about that? Did I dream that?
I'm not aware of that.
It's
but
during
I could be
football
wrong,
season.
too.
You might be just
Right,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
But-
be hitting that in November.
Okay. Yeah.
The Legacy Family Network, who
Yep.
does a lot of fostering and
For sure.
adoption, will be one of our causes, along with Project Hope Worldwide,
Yep.
who they care for the most vulnerable
They do. Yep.
children on the planet.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, maybe that's something we could be a little more intentional about spending our time on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Good.
love it. Well, I think that's good, man. That was a lot of great conversation, good, deep. I appreciate your perspective, Scott. Thank you so much, Lucas, for sharing. You good?
Good. Yeah,
All right,
it was
boys.
great.
Thank y'all so much. We'll catch you next time.